welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Ahmed, and my co-host, Christopher Dady. Um, the new story that we're doing tonight is called The House Sitter at Cedar Point. It's kind of creepy, but, you know, it's like a lot of paranormal stuff that's been going on when you are house sitting for someone for almost a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of weird shit going on at the haunted house, apparently. So anyway, yesterday was Father's Day. So did you guys have a good Father's Day last night? I think it was good too. We didn't do anything that much yesterday, so we just, stayed at home and relaxed. I was knitting, watching TV, spending time with our little kitty. But, same shit as always. So, anyway, we're gonna do the news story now. So, I hope that you are ready for the news story. It's a little after 8:30 because, well, I like to do this at night, not just during the day, but I prefer doing this at night now because I thought maybe it might be better so I can do my, ghost stories. So anyway, after this, I'm probably just gonna, relax, hang out in our bedroom. So I am going to, I don't know. Well, I'm probably just gonna either play a game or just watch some movies or whatever I'm gonna do. Well, anyway, but yeah, so as I said yesterday about the movie theater and of a little girl named Vera, it reminds me of my grandmother. My grandmother's name was Vera. I don't know why, but it was. I have a picture of my grandmother. That picture was taken in 1966, standing right next to my grandfather named Peter. So that picture was taken when my grandma was pregnant with my mom. So anyway, but yeah, so I hope you guys are ready for this news story. It's very spooky, and I hope that you are brave enough to stay awake and listen to this story. If it's scary for you guys, you don't have to listen to, don't have to watch my episode if you wish to go to sleep now or whatever.
I love your episode, babe.
Thanks. My husband loves watching my show, so if any of you guys are scared, that's okay. I'm not mad. It's just that I love it when you guys go on my live stream and watch my episodes every night. It's really amazing thing for me to do. I do this at home because it's way better, so I can be a lot closer to my family, like close to my husband, close to our cat. We think of her as our child because we cannot actually have any kids of our own. So that is the reason why we treat our cat like a human child. So anyway, just sit back, relax, and let's get started on the story. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and let's get started on the story. I hope it brings a lot of excitement and gets you scared a lot more. If you have any questions, you guys, let me know in the comments down below. You're always welcome to join me right here on live stream. So, anyway, let's get started. The episode of 172, The House Sitter at Cedar Point. Miles said yes to the house sitting job because he needed quick money and because watching a lake house for 10 days sounded easier than most favors people disguised as opportunities. The property at Cedar Point belonged to a lawyer and his wife who were leaving for Europe and wanted someone to collect mail, water plants, and keep the pipes from freezing if temperatures dropped. The house itself was beautiful, in the way expensive houses often are, tasteful, impersonal, and slightly too quiet, as though every room had been staged to suggest life without surrendering to it. Miles didn't mind that. He preferred spaces that asked little of him. The only thing that bothered him from the start was the screened back porch every night. No matter how still the air, the porch swing tapped once against the post around 11:10, then settled. The owner's note had specifically requested he keep the porch latch because raccoons got in. On the third night, he found the latch unhooked and the swing already moving. I'm guessing it's some kind of freaky, weird animals coming around at the lake house. So, I mean, if I were Miles, I would definitely try and figure out who are these ghosts and sorry guys, why would they end up haunting the place? Or it could be either like an animals or spirits messing with the house. That's my guess. So, do you guys think that Miles should investigate the lake house? Let me know in the comments if you think he should. Or is he afraid to see what's the other side? Let me know, because I would love to know. Because I hope this story could be related to a lot of weird, special, real life events. Because I'm hoping it would.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's continue on the story. He assumed at first that he'd forgotten to secure it. That explanation lasted until he began hearing footsteps on the porch after dark. Not pacing, just one set of slow, measured steps from the back door to the far railing where the lake was visible between pipes. Then back again. Each time he opened the door, the porch was empty and the latch still hooked from the inside. Miles was not especially brave, but he was practical, and practicality often wears the mask of irritation. He started checking shoe prints on the porch planks after each incident. He found none. Then one damp evening after rain, he did find prints, not entering or leaving, but appearing in a short line from the porch swing to the railing, where they stopped inches from the screen, as if someone had stood there a long time looking toward the water. I think some kind of spirit that is haunting the place, I would definitely want to investigate it. So, do you guys think this might be related to some kind of weird paranormal shit? Is there any ghosts that are somehow trapped in there or somehow got bound to the place where they died? Or it might be some kind of hoax. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to listen to your stories. Anyway, let's continue on. The neighbor on the next lot, a widow named Mrs. Kessler, supplied the history without being asked. She saw Miles checking the shoreline one afternoon and came down the slope with tea in a thermos, and the sort of expression older neighbors reserve for younger men about to learn why a place is priced high, but discussed low years before she said the house had belonged to another family whose teenage son disappeared from the lake during a storm. After taking the canoe out too late in the season, his older sister had been on the porch waiting for him to come back, convinced he was just showing off and would reappear any minute. Around the point, he never did. The body was found days later in reeds along the far bank for a while. Mrs. Kessler said, looking toward the swing, people heard the porch used at night like someone couldn't stop checking whether the water had changed its mind. That is creepy. I mean, it always gets the creepiest shit. So, anyway, well, I hope that Miles, gets the good story. I hope that he continues investigating the lake house. So, do you guys think that a spirit of a young boy, a teenage boy, somehow drowned maybe in that lake? Let me know in the comments if you think he did. So, it is kind of creepy, but I've never gone to a lake house in my life, like ever. But maybe one day in the future we probably should, to investigate all the hauntings or any other places that my stories kind of go to. Mm-hmm. Miles had no interest in inheriting someone else's lakeside tragedy, but knowledge changes the shape of sound. Porch footsteps were no longer random. Once he knew they had a direction and a purpose. One night, while watching television with the volume low, he heard the back screen door click open and close softly. Then came the sound of wet shoes crossing the porch. He muted the TV and stood in the dark kitchen listening. The footsteps went to the railing and stopped. A girl's voice, tired and sharp with old guilt, said into the darkness, "Beyond the screens, if you're there, knock the boat once." Miles nearly answered before realizing the words weren't for him. He stepped to the window instead. Moonlight caught the pale outline of a young woman in a cardigan, standing with both hands clenched around the porch rail. She was staring over the black water as though willing it to send something back. The next morning, he searched the boathouse because the phrase had lodged in him. Inside, under paddles and fishing tackle, he found an old cedar cans turned upside down on sawhorses along the inside hole. Near the bow, someone had carved a series of short tally marks followed by two names and a date from 27 years earlier. The names matched none in the current owner's paperwork, but Mrs. Kessler recognized them at once. Daniel and Nora Ames, the siblings from the storm story. She told Miles that Nora blamed herself for years because she had dared her brother to paddle to the point before weather rolled in and then waited on the porch too long before admitting he wasn't playing around. Some guilt gets trapped in posture, she said, standing, listening, checking the dark again. That night, the temperature dropped enough for lake mist to creep across the yard and press faintly against the porch screens. At 11:10, the swing tapped the post. Miles, against his better judgment, went out and stood by the railing before the footsteps began. When the young woman appeared, she did not startle at seeing him there. It was as if he had only finally occupied a place that had been open in the pattern all along. I keep thinking I'd hear him hit the dog, she said, still looking toward the water. Her voice held none of the theatrical strain people imagine in ghost stories. It was quieter than that. Shame worn down by repetition, Miles glanced toward the boathouse and then back at the lake. He didn't come back that way, he said carefully. He was found on the far bank. The woman turned to him, then, her face almost transparent in the porch light, and for the first time he saw how young she really was. So I stopped listening in the wrong place, she whispered. This is the creepiest story and saddest story I am ever reading. That poor young woman who lost her little brother, apparently. It's just so sad. I mean, I have two younger sisters, and they don't know anything about this. So they got own lives to live. They don't have time to do paranormal stuff. They're not really into this kind of thing. So they got jobs and they got a house to take care of. And their husbands, apparently. So I'm into this shit. So it's okay if my two sisters can't take care of anything like that. They don't want to be a part of it. I'm okay with it because they don't have time. They both have jobs. My two brother-in-laws have jobs. My middle sister, she has a baby to take care of. Not just my brother-in-law. I have two brother-in-laws. I have 2 biological half sisters. I haven't seen any of them since 2019. So it's been 7 years. That was the last time I saw my sisters. So I was in my early 30s when I met my sisters. And they didn't have boyfriends or husbands or children to take care of back then. So anyway, now I'm close to my sisters, even though it's been 7 years since last time I spoke to them. So yeah, they've got a lot of stuff going on. I'm okay with it. I'm their big sister. I'm supposed to protect them. I mean, both my brother-in-laws, I have 2 brothers now, of course. I hope they protect my sisters. If they don't protect them, they'll have to deal with me or my husband. Literally. They can also deal with my producer because he knows what he'll do if no one protects my family. I consider Fearless Cummings part of my family. So he told me if anything happens, I'll always talk to him about it. Anything. Isn't that right, Bubba?
Yes.
So that's exactly what I would have done if something went wrong. So if my husband did something, he'll have to answer to Fearless.
Yep.
Literally. This is why. Anyway, let's continue on the story. We're almost done. I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow anyway. So, anyway, I'm gonna be so tired as always. Anyway, I hope you guys are brave enough. So, well, if you are brave enough to listen to this story, I hope that I did not scare you guys. So, anyway, let's continue on. My husband has to go to work tomorrow morning. Well, right here in our office, he's got a day job. And then at night, I will be here on my podcast and he'll be right next to me. So anyway, we've got a lot of stuff going on. So anyway, he did one more practical thing the next day. He dragged an old metal rowboat tie ring from the boathouse and bolted it to the far end of the porch rail overlooking the reeds, where Daniel had eventually been found. Mrs. Kessler helped without comment that night when the swing moved. Miles heard the footsteps cross, not to the usual railing spot, but to the new ring. There came one soft metallic tap, as if a boat had nudged once against it from the other side of years. The girl laughed under her breath in a sound so full of relief it barely resembled haunting. When Miles looked out through the screen, the mist above the lake had parted into a narrow, bright lane toward the far bank. No figure stood beside him. No wet prints remained on the porch, only the swing slowing gently and the tie ring still faintly trembling. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on with my phone right now. Anyway, let's continue on. Miles finished the house sitting job and left Cedar Point with his pay, a leftover key, and a much stranger respect for porches than he had started with. The owners later emailed to thank him for whatever he did because after that week the porch latch no longer came undone and the swing no longer tapped after 11:10. He never explained some people think haunting means being unable to leave a place. He began to suspect it can also mean being unable to stop checking the wrong edge of it. And maybe helping is sometimes nothing more glamorous than moving the listening point to where the answer actually is. Wow. I think Nora and Daniel somehow both died, but a young girl died from losing her brother, I guess. I don't know. Either she's already dead, she probably died of guilt or something. Daring her younger brother. How far can he be in the outer bank or something? Uh, do you guys think it's a heartbreak and a guilt?
Sure.
So, my husband think it is. I think so too. So, well, any of you guys think this is a heartbreaking story? If it's related, please let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, now we're gonna go to questions. I hope you guys have any questions. I hope you guys have any better answers because I'm still trying to figure it out, this whole thing. So, we've got 10 questions and some answers. I hope you guys are ready for it. It's already 9 p.m. So, anyway, I hope you guys are ready. So, let's get started on the questions. And I hope you guys give me some really good answers. There's no right or wrong answers. Just do your best and just let me know. Would you have kept house sitting after hearing footsteps on the porch? Of course. I would do anything to get all the investigations going while house sitting for whoever owns the house. I mean, I would definitely do that. So, same question for you. Would you have kept house sitting after hearing footsteps on the porch?
Yes.
Would you investigate it?
Yes.
Okay, then. I would definitely do the same thing. So, if you guys ever house sitted for anyone, like for a week or so, would you ever want to investigate it if you hear some freaky, weird voices or if you see any ghosties at the house? Would you ever stay overnight for a week or so? Would you want to house sit? Let me know in the comments if you have any experience with it. I never house sitted anyone, but I have babysat my neighbor's kids, like literally. So, but yeah. Anyway, let's go to number 2. What do you think trapped Nora's spirit there? Grief, guilt, or habit? Well, that's a good question, you guys. Nora passed away probably from being guilty. She dared her brother to do something shitty, so they both passed away. So, I think it's guilt. She died of grieving of her brother's death, and she was feeling guilty for what she did to her brother. So, same question for you. What do you think trapped Nora's spirit there? Grief, guilt, or habit?
Guilt.
Okay, I agree. It's guilt. Yeah, it's definitely guilt. So, what do you guys think? Since you're watching my show right now, do you think Nora felt guilty for what she did to her brother many, many decades ago? Please let me know in the comments if you had anything like this before, like any experience. For me, it was guilt. I don't have anything guilty about, so I've done nothing. I've done nothing to my own siblings at all either, because I didn't know I had siblings until 3 decades later. So let's go to number 3. Why are porches and lakes such haunting settings together? Memories, that's what. A lot of memories and history. All these places have a story to tell, especially about what really happened into those houses, especially houses on the lake. It reminds me of a lot of weird supernatural stuff. So, a lot of paranormal shit has been going on, especially a lot of spirits come back to a place where something terrible happened to them. Why did they come back to a place where they were killed? They want to know as well. I mean, a lot of spirits want to know. I would want to know. If anything happened to me, I would definitely want answers. So, the reason why they have a lot of histories, because there's something really bad happened to the place where everything went from normal to paranormal. Anyway, let's go to number 4. What was more unsettling, the latch, the wet footprints, or the question to the water? I think it was the footprints. What do you think it was?
The footprints.
Even the latch?
Yes.
Okay then. Well, here's some good answers. I mean, I hope you guys have any. Let me know if this makes any sense to you all, guys. For me, I think it was definitely the wet footprints, not just the questions. It was definitely the footprints. Let's go to number 5. Was Miles right to tell Nora where her brother had been found? Yes. If Miles didn't tell Nora where he was found, she would still be looking for the wrong places where her brother was found dead. I think he drowned somehow. I mean, did he know how to swim when he was younger? When he was alive? Maybe. Maybe not. We'll have to find out more. So, if any of you guys have any experience or any opinions, you're more than welcome to. Anyone. Even my friend Fearless. Since he's probably doing his thing tonight, that's okay. I'll probably call him later soon. I think Miles was definitely right to tell Nora what really happened to her brother. Nora died of guilt, probably. She was ashamed for what she did. She did her brother to go out there on the lake and ended up dead by drowning, apparently. And Nora felt guilty for what she did. So she died I don't know how old she was when she died, but apparently she felt a lot guiltier and ashamed. She couldn't tell her parents for what happened. So she took the secret to the grave. She never told anyone what happened. So that's why she passed away. So that's why her spirit is still there. No wonder why. All right, let's go to number 6. Do you think the tie ring changed the haunting or only gave it a shape? I think that it did change. I think so. I think the haunting was changed after Miles told Nora where he was found. So she decided her spirit found what she was looking for. Maybe they got reunited after she finally found the right place to look for her dead brother. Well, she died, so she was hanging around for decades, or how many years she was there. So probably about 2 decades, I'm thinking. So yeah, everything can be changed. All the hauntings, the truth, and everything else. So let's go to number 7. Why does waiting in the wrong place feel so tragic? Memories. Lots of memories can be a tragic wrong place. If they were looking into wrong places, they had to figure out how to get to the right ones. They need to get more evidence somehow. Lots of memories. They need to think hard where those tragedies started, like in the right places, not the wrong ones, the right ones. You just got to think hard and figure it out. All right, so let's go to number 8. Would you have searched the boathouse after finding the prints? Yes. Of course we would. Chris and I actually would if we were at the boathouse anytime soon. We'll get some evidence. We have to take pictures, search the articles, and match them up and see what happens. And we can tell the entire world about it. I would probably go on live stream and tell everyone about it. On YouTube, you guys would be like, what? Did that really happen? Oh my God, I can't believe that actually is real. All these shit stuff. That's exactly what Chris and I would have done. If we went to the boathouse and investigated, find everything, literally, evidence, pictures, drawings, like articles, what really happened. Tell the stories about it. Relive the experiences. We would have done that anytime soon, actually. But yes, we would have done that. All right, let's go to number 9. Okay, guys, we have 2 questions before I sign off. Can changing one physical detail in a place alter emotional memory? Of course. Yes, it definitely can. I mean, everything is a part of us, so we can't literally alter anything. It's a part of us. Our memories, our emotionals, our actual emotions are a part of us. You can't stop it. It's just how our bodies are. Can't control it, but sometimes we can, but that's just how it is. So anyway, changing one detail about our physical emotional memories, if you go back in time and change everything, like say your future will be changed. So I probably would. But yes, it can. All right. Okay, we are in one last question before I sign off. If someone had been listening in the wrong direction for years, how would you help them turn? Tell them the truth. That's what.
Good idea.
I would probably tell a lot of people the truth if I got all the knowledge, like say search the web about what really happened in that situation. I mean, literally, like get all the clues, get all the evidence, pictures, everything. Just witness it and tell the truth. You have to convince them. That's exactly how I would help them. I would tell them everything, and I would help them go into the light. Everything's going to be okay. And we go back to our normal lives. So that's exactly what I would have done. All right, guys, we are out of time. So thank you guys for listening to this story. And I hope you guys had a great time watching my show. Tomorrow we'll be doing the new story. It is called The Child in the Linen Closet. We're going to be on episode 173, still on season 5. So don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. Also, stay safe and may God bless. May God watch over everyone who's watching my show, and the people who are not watching my show. Also, may God bless and protect them all. So stay safe, have fun, stay spooky, and happy summer, and happy almost 4th of July. That's coming out on July 4th. Get ready. Fireworks and music, partying all the time, and just enjoying our time with everyone in the family. So thank you guys, and we'll see you all tomorrow night, same time, 8:30 to 9 p.m. on Ghosting with Anya. So please click like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Good night. Bye.